Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, rule well and teach well, taught us his truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, Barak Thumb, and to you brothers. And the title of this lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah is Esau Edom lies about everything, including space travel. Right, because this damn devil, you know, the scriptures speak about him having bounds that he cannot pass, you know, and part of his superiority is his ability to just lie about different things, man. So I'm just going to go into a little bit of the article and then bring out some precepts, Lord's will. It is edifying. And I'll go ahead and I'll read. I'll go down to the point, and then I'm gonna go into some of the article. 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And the wicked is Esau Edom, aka the so-called white man. Or you so-called white people. It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which, you know, his prophets, you know, and ultimately with the missiles, and ultimately, you know, the Lord is sending his son, right? It says, it shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and part of his lying wonders, you know, is him lying about all these different things, all this different stuff about NASA. This nigga a liar. So, I'm gonna go to the article real quick. So it says Artemis 2 reemerges from behind the moon and begins 4-day return to Earth. Says Artemis 2 reemerged from behind the moon. Bullshit.
For 35 years, you've been our favorite part. From winning moments
The HHP camera for the milestone words at the Apollo 13 record distance.
You'll notice that we pause every time we hear communications to and from the crew. They are the stars for today. This afternoon, the crew will have their closest approach of the moon and will surpass the record. That record just mentioned of the furthest humans have ever flown, set by the Apollo 13 astronauts in 1970. You're looking at a live view inside the Orion spacecraft and at our Artemis 2 crew members. They have just completed their post-sleep period, during which they conduct any hygiene and cabin setup for the day. They also had a chance to eat breakfast before we got into our daily planning conference. The flight control team here in Mission Control Houston collecting information from all consoles around the room that we could relay up to the crew ahead of this monumental day. As you can see on your right, NASA astronaut Christina Cook taking a video.
Says reemerged from behind the moon, restoring contact after a tense communications blackout on the lunar far side. Bullshit. Alright. Esau Edom, part of his lying wonders is just his ability to continue to make up, a bunch of lies. It says moments earlier, the crew had set a new record for traveling 252,756 miles from the Earth, and he did that supposedly in 4 days. You out your damn mind, man. Farther than any humans in history during their sweeping flyby of the moon. It says completed the 6-hour flyby after soaring behind the moon, becoming the first humans in more than half a century to witness the distant hemisphere with the naked eye. And why didn't they just go to the moon and do what they supposedly did last time? Right? Because they never went the first time, and they ain't passed by this time. Since the spacecraft slipped behind the moon, triggering a planned blackout. It says the lunar surface blocking radio signals between the spacecraft and antennas on Earth. But they say that the so-called moon landing, was done live on TV. So Esau always making something up, man. And see, we don't believe in this damn devil's lying wonders. We know that he doesn't have the ability, to go to the other side of the moon and whatnot. He gets to Earth. Right now, this damn devil, he got full control, and support from the other nations. Yet, it's prophesied for this damn devil to slip and to fall, okay, and to never get back into power. So that he can't just lie and rule the world, just lying. It says, known as a loss of signal, the blackout is a routine part of lunar missions. But it remains one of the most tense moments as crews move completely out of Earth's reach while hidden behind the moon, which they did not do this shit. Oh man, here we go. It says, we will see you on the other side, Glover said moments after referencing the teachings of Jebus, including the message to love your neighbor as yourself, just before communication with the ground team was lost. There he go, lying. Look at this damn devil. Contact was restored roughly 40 minutes later as Orion reappeared from behind the moon. So 40 minutes. So here it is. It took 40 minutes for them to go around the moon, yet it only took 4 days for them to supposedly go to the moon. So now we gotta see, and Esau don't want you asking questions, because then what you gotta compare is, okay, what's the comparison between the distance of flying from Earth and the moon in comparison to the circumference of the moon. Esau Edom, he don't think about the different questions that people come up with, because he doesn't give a damn. That's part of his pride. He just be fucking lying, talking about he going to the other side of the moon, and then saying that he went to the moon. This just came out of nowhere, right? All of a sudden, all this shit going on, and Esau want to go to the moon, man. This is just high level witchcraft. says officially ending the flyby and beginning the astronauts' journey back to Earth with splashdown expected Friday. This is not possible. It's just a series of pictures. So this, they bugged out. This, you know, what's going on here? So this supposedly is the moon. Which Slocky is freezing up. This is just high level witchcraft. Okay, and where are all the stars, man? Bugging. And see, Esau Edom, man, he continual liar. He just lies.
So at certain times of the moon's transit around Earth, we will be able to see this from Earth. And so we lost a loved one. Her name was Carol. The spouse of Reed, the mother of Katie and Ellie. And if you want to find this one, you look at Glushko, and it's just to the northwest of that, at the same latitude as Ohm, and it's a bright spot on the moon. And we would like to call it Carol, and you spell that Carroll.
High level witchcraft. You know, Esau trying to pull at the heartstrings, you know. All hugging and shit. See, because if you were really, you know, traveling to the moon, you know, if that was even possible for Esau, you damn sure wouldn't be hugging. You'd be sitting still. You don't want to talk about shit. You know, these people, they way too damn comfortable to be traveling to the moon, going on the dark side of the moon. You know, where you can't even see the sun. You just going on the dark side of the moon, and then coming back. Damn, on the far side of the moon. Farther than any humans in history. See, so Esau's pride is at an all-time high. It says before they left, they said they hoped this mission would be forgotten, but it will be remembered as the moment people started to believe that America can once again do the near impossible and change the world once again. The Babylonian philosophy of basically, if they can do this, they can do anything. Right? It says that Isaac men added that the mission isn't over until they're under safe parachutes splashing down into the Pacific. This is the high level witchcraft. It says the capsule communicator and mission control marked the milestone by sending a message to these astronauts. He talking about this the moon. Nigga bugged out. Like it's a piece of glass, like it's a tiny little piece of glass between them and the moon. If you was truly traveling to the moon like they said, you'd be absolutely terrified just being in these bodies, man. The flesh is weak. So this is all made up, and this is part of, Esau and his lying wonders. So they saying that in this image right here, they saying that this is the moon, and the Earth is way down there. Where the stars at? Come on, man. Weak as hell. Lying. Bunch of damn devils. He said I had an overwhelming sense of being moved by looking at the moon. That's part of that philosophy. That's part of that wine, man. It says it's a real place. Yeah, it's a real place, but Esau Edom ain't get there. It says when we have that perspective and we compare it to our home, Earth, it just reminds us of how much we have in common. The fuck out of here. Alright? Y'all ain't talking about how much we got in common. Okay, when the Israelites are getting their ass beat, getting decimated, right? They done taken Jake and eradicated Jake. They done turned Jake into all sorts of, Jake has learned wickedness very well from Esau. Everything we need, Earth provides. No, Yahweh Shemiah Shah provides. Okay, for the Israelites. Okay, and specifically the elect of the nation of Israel. Yet, of course, the other nations and 2/3 of Israel are constantly talking about Mother Earth, all that bullshit. Says, and that is somewhat of a miracle. Yeah, so the miraculous signs and different things that Yahweh Shemiah Shah shows, they want to say that those miracles come just from the earth, right? Not giving any credit to who created the earth, right? Which ultimately is the Elohim, yet Yahweh Shemiah Shah created the Elohim. Salakia. The road go down. It says Says the astronauts will also be just 4,070 miles from the lunar surface. All four of them full of shit. So is everybody in the background. You know. So it says that was 55 years ago. Said that they flew 248,000 miles. It says today for all humanity, you're pushing beyond that. They making shit up, talking about that. They doing this for humanity. And there's billions and billions and trillions of dollars that go towards, pulling the wool over the eyes of these people. Yet, you won't be able to pull the wool over the eyes of the elect. It says NASA flight director also marked the milestone by emailing the crew with the longest person-to-person message ever sent in human history. See, so they just doing all types of shit. Let me get one last precept. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be delivered. And, though Esau joined in hand with these other nations, and Esau joining in hand amongst himself and doing all these different things, because this is a so-called joint effort. With the help of this nation and that nation, right? Talking about, just all being one, all right? Joining hand in hand, which we not joining hand in hand with you devils or you other nations or 2/3 of Israel. Right? We're not going to join hands with them, with the 2/3 of Israel till they're in the kingdom and they come through the loins of the elect. But ultimately, the wicked is not going to go unpunished for it. And by doing this and showing this on the TV and all that, they're lying openly. Right, which they gonna continue to do. Yet, the elect knows what's going on. They can see through Esau Edom's deception. Right? So with that, the Lord's will, you were edified. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Makakwadash. Double honors once again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS who rule well, teach well, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Makakwadash. Barakathum, and to you brothers. Okay, keep pushing. Alright, Esau Edom, he's lying harder and harder. He getting more elaborate with his lies and his schemes. Alright, but the elect can see through it. Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Kwam Yasha Allah, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.